Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Simming in Oz and this is building Gryffindor Tower. Oh, what a pain in the ass this was. It was top to bottom so frustrating. If you remember back to when I built the shell of Hogwarts, I actually made Gryffindor Tower circular, like proper circular, not the straight lines that make a circle. And at the time I thought, you know what, that's future me's problem. I'm just going to go ahead and focus on the rest of Hogwarts and that'll be its own thing. I was really shooting myself in the foot because building on curves and circles and everything is such a trial in The Sims 4. So we started out with the very basics. I wanted it to be multi-level. I was really determined actually to have it extend all the way down to the basement level, at least one basement level. And I was like, yes, this has to happen. It'll look so good because in the movies, it's a massive room, like it spans so many floors. And the way it currently was in the build, it would only span like 2 floors to have all the portraits and everything. That's not enough. I need so much more than that. So I spent legitimately like an hour fixing the roundness of the tower so it could actually be buildable because I was not going to go circular. And then I had to find a way to actually access the basement. It would not work no matter how many times I deleted the ceiling, deleted the floor of the basement level and the first floor. Wasn't happening. Anywho, I finally got there and I'm not going to show you that because that was a frustrating time, but we're just on to the fun stuff. So we are making multi-level everything and we're just starting off with the basic stonework. I'm trying to make it make sense, but unfortunately due to the curve of the actual building, it's not easy because we don't have circular staircases and the walls are actually quite tall, so the staircases themselves are actually quite long, so you really need to bend and bend and bend. So I did what I could. I feel like I got it pretty okay, but I should have just went off the movies. In the movies, it's a completely square rectangle room. That would have been so much easier. But I knew this was the tower, so we had to just go with it. If you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I am creating a little pond area in the very bottom basement level. I just felt like I needed something on the very bottom that wasn't portraits. There was a sort of feature area, and it comes off the hallway leading to the kitchen and the Hufflepuff common room, and it's sort of like, yeah, it needs something. So I went out of my way to make a really nice, not canon hangout area. So it's got a pond, it's got some greenery, it's like a little mini fish fountain, and it's got places where you can just sit down with your books and your bag between classes and absolutely just go for it. I also imagine this is the way that most Hufflepuffs make it down to their common room. So they'll exit the Great Hall, go down the stairs of the Gryffindor Tower, and their common room is in the hallway outside this one. So here's me just changing it up, trying to get the pond. I completely screwed up with the pond. I made it too long and then I had to go back and make it smaller. So it's just a cute little water feature that I just wanted to add in. Unfortunately, one of my Sims, actually the Minister of Magic, went swimming in the pond during the play testing of this. He actually got bloody stuck in there and I'm like, Rufus, get your ass out of the pond for the love of God. So that was fun. But really, I'm just going in, I'm thinking columns, I'm thinking stonework, I'm thinking the running theme of the whole Hogwarts castle. I have no idea how many candles and columns I have put down at this point, but I'm not really willing to go back and count, so yeah. And as always, I am struggling with the lighting of this build, just trying to light it enough where it actually looks livable, but you know what, we do our best. Then onto the second level. This is really just me doing some basic decorating. I save the actual portraiture till the very end of the tower because I knew that was going to be a pain and I was just putting it off really. But here I am going through with the candles and just getting the basic layout of the decorations down. I was really happy with the idea that there are doorways within this tower that don't actually go anywhere, but I felt like it needed more landings, more potential places that wasn't just one destination, which is the upstairs Gryffindor common room. I feel like there needed to be an illusion of there being more to this castle than you actually see. So there are 2 fake doorways within this tower, and one of them leads to the Great Hall which is nothing but air, and the other one just leads to a completely empty little room that's got nothing in it. It doesn't even have a staircase, so I just felt that was a little bit fun. We try and add personality when we can and just go for it. And here we are moving on to the building of the actual Gryffindor common room. Didn't know how it was going to turn out. Was kind of winging it, really, just going for it. I was working with a very limited space, so I just went in and did what I could. I was very passionate that the portrait, the fat lady, that you'd be able to see her portrait at any time. So she has an actual risen up backed wall to her portrait, so it will always be visible no matter what kind of wall setting you are in. So she gets a lovely little perch there. And the entry into the room is actually, you know, just basic. I didn't want to do some kind of secret door or anything. It's just a door. I'm sure she's a good enough guard, not really, that she'll get the job done, apart from, you know, Sirius Black and a few other people and Peter Pettigrew and all that, but you know what, she tries her best. And then we move into the actual common room, and this was a lot of fun. I started out with some basic reds, and it was all very neutral and everything, and then by the end I just went crazy with the bright reds, because I was like, no, it needs to be more red. It needs to be more Gryffindor. So we're starting out with some really nice wood tones, just to sort of try and even it out, because I knew there was going to be bright spots of red coming in very, very soon. As for layout, I have one dormitory where people sleep. There's not a girls, there's not a boys, there is one, and it looks like the movie, and that's as far as I got. I was not in any headspace to try and build another little tower, because it would look so weird and there wasn't enough space within the build. So that's a thing, and we're all just gonna have to live with it. Ironically, now at the time of this recording, I have made the Ravenclaw common room and the Gryffindor common room, but I've also sort of made the shell for the Hufflepuff common room, and I've set space aside for the Slytherin one. Ironically, the Gryffindors are going to have the smallest common room. Everyone goes so crazy, like, oh, Gryffindor's the best and everything. This is coming from a Slytherin, but in reality, they don't know actually what they're missing, because they've got the crappiest common room. Not the crappiest, but they're definitely limited by the amount of space that they have, so they're suffering in that department. But bless their hearts, they don't know. What doesn't hurt them. I do go back and I change the curtains. I really just wanted red ones, but these were just too jarring, too dark. Not the right shade of red. I did struggle with the right shade of red. When I'm starting a build and starting the furnishing and decorating process, it does take me a small moment to get the running theme of the colors. Obviously, brown, gold, red was the idea, but just making them all mesh together in the actual practice of the room does take me a minute, and then I get it, and then it's just good from there. So I wasn't quite there yet. I wasn't sure what kind of wood tones I would be going with, what shade of red, so I'm just trying my best. I wanted study areas all throughout each common room, and that was really important to me, because it's not just an area to hang out, it's an area to study, it's an area to play chess, to look at your telescopes, to read your books, to have a chat on the couch in front of the fire. So it's a common room. It has to have enough space to fit at least 4 students, because that's how many beds I have, and just go with it. So I was very passionate that everything was going to be spacious and luxurious enough. I'm not one of those people that can just half-ass any room. It has to be to the best of my ability. And this is the point where I was meshing with the colors going, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. It was the rug. I had to delete the rug. and then I kind of got somewhere. But going through, I just really wanted a real functionality to the common rooms. So while there is an area where you actually have to climb up a ladder to get into the dormitories, because I was not building stairs. No way on your life was I going to fit a staircase into this. I prioritized having a ladder over just functionality of the room. So they get a little nook where they have to climb up a ladder, and that is it. That's what we're going with. And then I also just filled the room with clutter, and I was going for very themed, worn a little bit, but like children actually lived here and studied here. There's lots of trophies as well, because obviously Gryffindor is the best, I suppose, and they get all the trophies and everything. So there's an abundance of gold trophies all over the place, and that lends itself to the theme of they're very favoured. Everyone loves Gryffindor. It's the best house. So yeah, joke's on them. The Ravenclaw common room is gorgeous. It's the only other one I've fully completed at this point, and it is beautiful. I'm actually so proud of it. I can't wait for everyone to see it. It was gorgeous. But back to Gryffindor. Yeah, they get this little circular room, and that's it. But yeah, and this is me going in. I finally just go, you know what, we need different curtains. I want to be able to see out the windows and just filling it. I do put the portrait of Godric Gryffindor in here. I want to put a portrait of every founder within every single common room. That's important to me. I also want lots of study spots and just try and keep it in theme about what they're about. I think I will go back and add some sporting equipment just to sort of round it out, because what's important to Gryffindors? Quidditch. Yeah, that works. So I will go back and I will add some brooms and some sporting things just to make it a little bit more particular. There's our portrait of good old Godric, bless his heart. I'm thinking about actually making the founders at some point and making them ghosts within Hogwarts. Or maybe not ghosts, maybe there's something else. I'm not sure, honestly, but we'll see how we go. Because they're definitely getting made. Like there's no question, they're getting done. I think we move up to the dormitories in a moment, and I was very cautious when I made this room in the initial stages that it would be this shape. So many common rooms or so many other Hogwarts builds that I've watched, I have to be accurate to the movie. I just have to be. And I wanted there to be a layout like you see within the movie. So you've got 4 beds. Ideally, they'd be surrounded by some kind of fireplace, but I had to compromise there. The fireplace is over by the wall. But however, you do have the 4 beds facing one another. Everyone has a bedside table. Everyone has a trunk. There's a study spot. There's a telescope. There's an armchair where you can sit down. And then I think I want to go back and add, some personal items, but right now it's just a plain Jane room. I say that and it's the most garish thing you've ever seen, but still great. And that is essentially really the long and short of it for the boys' common room. Like, it's not so much boy themed or girl themed. I do want to make it multi-sex and just sort of have the basics, but no, I really liked how it turned out. I was working on limited space, but however, I feel like I achieved something that's definitely functional and stylish, and that's always the goal with me. I think I go back soon and actually start my portraiture, and my God, it felt like an hour that I did that, and it wouldn't have been because I got it up pretty quickly, but my God, putting in all those portraits, you don't see it yet, but you will in a few minutes, probably about 2 minutes, and it's the most jarring thing you've ever seen. I absolutely fill this tower with paintings, and it's like, I look at the after photos and I go, oh, I can't look directly at it because it's so jarring. Even you're getting a taste here, but I'm just like, the room is in such a layout that it just needs smaller portraits, and I couldn't do big ones because they'd cover the windows. So I had to go in, I had to puzzle piece and Tetris all the portraits within each individual spot, and then the end result was just a massive beehive of portraits and paintings, and it's quite jarring to look at, but I suppose it is effective, so we achieved, I suppose. But happy with how it went. So glad Gryffindor Tower is now done. Oh my goodness, it was a trial. I'll never forget that hour I spent turning a circle into another circle and trying to get that basement level sorted. That was horrendous. It almost broke me, but we go through. I'm still loving doing Hogwarts and I'm having so much fun with it. I've actually almost, at the time of this recording, finished all the rooms above stairs. I've really just got the dungeons to go. The dungeons are vast, don't get me wrong, but every other room is currently complete as I'm saying this, so it'll just sort of be nice to just be done with Hogwarts soon. Like, I've been excited to just finish it, but really, I'm so glad you could come along and enjoy the journey with me. If you like it, like and subscribe as always, but otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you are having a fantastic day. I'm having a great day. It's beautiful weather here in Australia at the moment, so happy days. We're moving into summer. But thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.